Hello everyone, welcome to UPSC Journey. This is Kirti Shokeen, and today in this session we are going to comprehensively cover the Hindu newspaper for today, that is 28th May 2026. Now we will be covering the topics for prelims, your editorial analysis for mains, and some important topic that are to be covered for UPSC preparation as well. So make sure that you stay till the end. Now you can also download the notes from our Telegram channel and can also visit our website for a comprehensive look for the UPSC preparation. In this session, we have curated the content from a UPSC perspective so that it can help you in your UPSC preparation. So do visit our website as well as our Telegram channel. Now let us start with the first topic of the day, that is that SC, that is Supreme Court upholds SIR. SIR is Special Intensive Revision. Now this SIR has been in news from some time now. We will see what is it and why is this particular topic important for prelims. It is because of the EC, that is Election Commission's constitutional duty. Now let us see what this articles cover. So first of all, what is SIR? Special Intensive Revision of Electoral Rolls conducted by Election Commission. So this basically means that whatever electoral rolls have been conducted by Election Commission till now are being revised. For what? To remove duplicate, fake and ineligible voters, to verify citizenship status and to ensure purity of electoral rolls. Now, is there any constitutional basis for the same? Yes. Election Commission under Article 324, which states that Election Commission has the role of superintendence, direction and control of elections, is vested in Election Commission. Then again we get this power from the law RPA 1950 and also registration for electoral rules 1960. This is important for your prelims. This a question might come which might ask these rules or laws under which the constitutional mandate or the legal mandate is given to EC for the same. Now what is the Supreme Court judgment and what is the news about? Supreme Court has held that SIR is totally constitutional. EC, of course, that is Election Commission, has the authority to verify the citizenship and clean electoral rolls. Basically that SIR is needed for now. What are the court observations? Citizenship is a condition precedent for enrollment. You have to be a citizen of the country to get enrolled in electoral rolls. EC can examine issues related to citizenship and electoral purity is a part of democracy. And maintaining democracy is a part of basic structure doctrine that we got under Keshav Nanda Bharti case. Therefore, important limitation is also given by Supreme Court, which states that EC cannot itself decide citizenship finally. Finally, adjudication lies under Citizenship Act and competent authority or central government, which inherently means that Election Commission can conduct special intensive revision, but what has to be done with that list has to be carried by central government under Citizenship Act 1955. Now with respect to Election Commission of India, it becomes important for your prelims. You have to go through the articles from article 325 to 329. Now let us see what are the important news or important statistics that you must know from EC point of view. First one is that it is a constitutional body. Second is that the composition is Chief Election Commission and election commissioners too. election commissioners. Previously or originally there was only one chief election commissioner, but since the population has been flourishing, we needed more people to take care of this, and hence we have appointed two election commissioners as well. It is appointed by the president, and the removal of CEC is like a Supreme Court judge, while EC is on the recommendation of CEC. These were the articles that we were talking about, Article 324 to 329. Then we have electoral roll revision. There are different types. First is summary revision, which is annual updating. This could also be a prelims question. Special revision, which is currently going on due to special reasons. Then there is intensive revision, house to house verification. Hence currently there is a combination of these two types, and continuous updation. Then we have EC versus citizenship determination. You basically have to know that what election commission cannot do. It cannot cancel citizenship, it cannot declare anyone foreigner, and it cannot decide nationality. Important facts are that universal adult suffrage is 18 years and above, and it is also a part of right to vote under Article 326. There has to be free and fair election, which is a part of BSD. Voting is a constitutional and statutory right, but not a fundamental right. This could be a trap question. Then voting age was reduced from 21 to 18 by 61st Constitutional Amendment Act 1988. This again becomes very important. Then important acts are RPA 1950, in which we have electoral rolls, RPA 1951 that covers the conduct of elections, Citizenship Act, which is about 1955 about citizenship provisions, and Delimitation Act about constituency boundaries, and for Delimitation Commission Article 82. Now, grounds for disqualification: any person who is an Indian citizen can also be disqualified from being enrolled in electoral rolls. Now, what are the conditions for that disqualification? It is given in RP 1950 and 51. Non-citizenship. First is that that particular person is not a citizen of India. Then he is of unsound mind. He is using corrupt practices and has done electoral offences. Who can be registered as a voter? Indian citizen, 18 years or above, ordinarily resident in the constituency, and is not disqualified. Now, Citizenship Act, this is also very important. You have to read Article 5 to 11 for this. There are different ways through which a person can become citizen of India. What are these ways? By birth, by descent, by registering, by naturalization, and by incorporation of territory. Now there has been a different prelims questions, but let us see. We have discussed what are the high probability traps. Now let us discuss the PYQs that has been asked previously. In 2024, there was a question about election commission. It stated that CEC and ECs, that is Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners, have same powers, which is not true. And why is that? Because election commissioners can be removed from their position on the advice of Chief Election Commissioner. Then Constitution provides for multiple or multi-member EC, which is not true, because Constitution does not provide, law provides for it. Then we have PYQ about 2020, where article was given that which article was asked which article contains adult suffrage. It was Article 326, as we have discussed. Electoral rolls in India are prepared under which? Representation of People Act 1950. And there was a very easy question in 2013, that EC is a constitutional body and EC settles election disputes. So answer was first, election commission do not settle election disputes, either High Court or Supreme Court does. For election disputes, we go to High Court for MPs and MLAs, and for election disputes of President, Prime Minister, all these we go to Supreme Court. So this was about election commission and special intensive revision. The special intensive revision is basically a mains topic, could be asked like why is it being done, why is it important to get SIR done, and what are the challenges that we are facing. So basically we have covered all that. Now let us come to the second important topic for prelims, that is about rare dragonfly resurfaces in Arunachal. Now there are two important things that you need to remember from this article. First one is the rare dragonfly, second is the place Arunachal. This is important for your environment and science and tech part of prelims. Now let us see what has happened. There has been a discovery, you have to remember the species Gynacantha khasiasa, then the common name is long-tailed discover. Order, you need not remember the order or the family. Remember the location, Changlang district, Arunachal Pradesh. First was recorded in Abor Hills. This is just to get a hang of it. And it was rediscovered in October 2024. That is why it has become important. Now this picture will help you to remember it. Now what is about the dragonfly, what are the key features? It has near 360-degree vision with thousands of lenses. Now these are the features that can be given as statements in UPSC CSE prelims, and they might ask you to identify, or they can simply give this name and ask that what kind of organism is it, or what phylum does it belong to. Now it can also stay still in the air. There are two compound eyes with thousands of tiny lenses, and these are the crucial predators in aquatic food webs. Now dragonflies, why are they important? They belong to order Odonta. They are indicators of freshwater ecosystem health. This is very important for your prelims. Again, could be a trap statement. They act as predators and sometimes prey in aquatic food web. They help control mosquito and other insect population. For Arunachal Pradesh, it is a biodiversity hotspot simply because it is a part of eastern Himalayas. Now, you may not remember this, this is not very important, but you can have a look at this, that this distribution of long-tailed discover in India is not strictly prohibited to Arunachal Pradesh only. There are other places where we have found this dragonfly, such as Assam, Maharashtra, Meghalaya, Uttarakhand, West Bengal. Now you need not remember all the names of these states, but have a hang in your mind that there are different places in which this particular dragonfly is found. Now prelims pointers, we have covered the order, we have covered its feature, and that dragonflies are bioindicators and eastern Himalayas as well. Now what are the UPSC prelims PYQ? There has been a previous year question on dragonflies as well. They belong to order Odonta, which is true. They are important pollinator of flowers. They are not important pollinator of flowers. Butterflies are. But if the statement states that they are important indicators of the health of the aquatic body or of fresh water, then the statement would be true. So this was about the second article for prelims. Now let us jump to the third important article, that is Supreme Court Collegium recommends 4 High Court judges, women advocate to top court. Now we need not remember that what is happening and what is the suggestion, but what becomes important for us is to know that how are High Court judges recommended and what is the role of Supreme Court Collegium. Now let us see what is that. Firstly, let us see what is Supreme Court Collegium. It is a constitutional body that recommends appointment and transfer of judges. What is the composition? As per memorandum of procedure and not as per constitution. Again, this is a trap statement. The composition of the collegium is in accordance with the memorandum of procedure. It is not constitutionally given. First we have CJI, then we have four senior most judges of Supreme Court. Now let us see how High Court judges are selected. First there arises a vacancy, then the Chief Justice of High Court recommends name, then there is a collegium in High Court itself. We have CJI and two senior most judges of that High Court. They consider the name, they give this to Supreme Court Collegium, then Supreme Court Collegium considers it. What number of judges did we have in Supreme Court Collegium? CGI and four other judges. And then we have appointment done by the President of India. What are the constitutional provisions? These articles are also very important for your prelims. You have to go through these articles in depth. Article 124 and 217 for appointment, 2118 for conditions, Article 222 for transfer of High Court judges. 2024 there has been questions on additional and acting judges, and 2023 for interim appointments. Now important fact, you must know that recently there has been an increase in strength of Supreme Court judges. The strength is now 38, earlier it was 32. Last women judge appointed to Supreme Court was in August 2021. This is just for your knowledge. Then there are upcoming retirements, and judicial appointments of course are important to reduce dependency. About High Court judges, the constitutional provision is 217 article. They are appointed by the President of India in consultation with Governor of the state. Have to remember this, that CJI and Chief Justice of High Court and Governor of state, they all three consult and then the President appoints. Tenure is till the age of 62 years, and removal is by President on grounds of proven misbehavior and incapacity after parliamentary process, as same as Supreme Court judges. Now let us see the previous year questions that has been asked in 2022. CJI is the head of collegium system. Collegium system is provided in the constitution. True. False. We just saw that collegium system is given in memorandum of procedure. Judges of High Court are appointed by, we have seen that, President of India. Which article of the constitution deals with the appointment of High Court judges? Now this is article 270. Now what is to be done when there is a vacancy? We see that whenever there is a vacancy, there would be an HC collegium, will have CJI and two other HC judges. Then there will be a SC collegium, CJI and four other judges. Then they will recommend it, and President will appoint upon consultation of whom? CJI, CJ of High Court, Chief Justice of High Court, and Governor. This is how the process is done. Now we have discussed all this already, and these as well. So this was your third topic for the day, and again the important topic from GS3 perspective from science and tech is about Ebola species with no vaccine. It is in news currently. Now let us see why. First, let us see that there is no licensed vaccine existing for rare Bundibugyo Ebola virus. You have to learn this. There is no vaccine available. it remains a critical gap. So this is what the article is talking about. Now, what is Ebola? Ebola is a rare but severe viral disease with high fatality rate. Who is it caused by? By Ebola virus, and family is Filoviridae. You have to learn this for prelims. How is it transmitted? Through direct contact with body fluids of infected humans. What are the symptoms? Fever, vomiting, diarrhea, bleeding, organ failure. And what is the fatality rate? 25% to 90% depending upon the species. Now let us see, there are different species, and for what species vaccine is available, what particular species does not affect humans, and which particular species is in news currently. So we have different strains Zaire, Sudan, Thai forest, and Reston. Now Reston does not impact humans. There are no human cases. Rest of these three, they are impacting humans, but vaccine is available. So currently there is only one strain for Ebola, that is Bundibugyo, of which there is no licensed vaccine as of now. Now this was first identified in Uganda, and there has been an outbreak in Uganda currently, that is why it is in news. It is also reported in DRC, both are African countries, causes severe disease with high fatality rate, and there is no vaccine due to limited outbreaks. It has not been reported outside Africa. Research and funding constraints and weak commercial incentives. Since it is affecting more African people, no developed country pay for R&D of such diseases. So this is how the world is working. Sadly, the lives of the African people does not matter as such to the developed countries. Now, why is BDBV a concern? Because it has high epidemic potential. It can cause large outbreaks just like coronavirus. It is a neglected tropical disease. You have to remember this, that it comes under NTDs. Then there is a geographical risk and there is a vaccine gap. Global response. See, there are not much responses for it, but WHO roadmap has been there, international collaborations has been there. Now WHO Gavi has collaborated, but there has been no vaccine, which is very surprising. Focus on early detection, etc. What is India's role for it? Support for global effort through WHO. We have to strengthen disease surveillance, part of Global South Cooperation for NTDs. What are the causes for its limited progress? Why didn't we have any vaccine for it available? There is low funding and weak commercial incentives, as we just discussed. There is limited outbreak, inadequate health infrastructure, there is low awareness, and economic and geopolitical challenges. Now, what are the prelims takeaways? That there is no licensed vaccine. We have to know different species and their vaccine status. We have to link them with NTDs, WHO roadmap, and India's role. NTDs, Ebola is one of the deadly viral diseases. NTDs, neglected tropical diseases, affect more than 1 billion people globally. Now, this was about Ebola virus and its strain that is in news, Bundibugyo. All that we needed to know was covered in your infographic. Now let us jump to the editorial analysis for the day. So the first editorial contains tariffs to carbon, the new rules shaping India's trade. So it is about carbon trading and tariffs to carbon. Let us see what is it. The new rules shaping India's trade, and context is about CABM of EU. There has been a question in 2024 or 2025 about CBAM, like who has taken this initiative. The answer was to this particular question was EU. Now let us see. A carbon linked charge on import based on their embedded emission. What is carbon border adjustment mechanism? So EU, European Union has come up with a solution that whatever material we are importing, if it is using a lot of carbon, then we will charge it, we will tax it, which basically will make it expensive in Europe, and hence the use of that particular product will reduce. But the problem for countries like India is that we are coal intensive country. We do not have such incentives to go green as of now. Therefore, most of our products are highly carbon based, and hence our products will become more expensive in Europe, which will again hit our exports to Europe. Now, it was announced by EU in July 2021 as a part of Fit for 55 package, which can be asked in prelims. It applies to carbon intensive goods to prevent carbon leakage and ensure level playing field. It is not a protectionist tariff but a climate policy instrument as stated by EU. Now, because it will make exports more expensive and less preferable, countries like India and developing countries have put an objection to it, but nevertheless, they have gone with it. Now, how CBM works? Importers in EU declare embedded emissions of covered goods. Those who are importing goods, they'll declare the emissions. They will buy CBAM certificates or the carbon price under exchange trade systems. Then price will be EU carbon price into emissions. The carbon price, say we have 10 rupees of carbon price and we have 100 emissions. So the price becomes 1000 rupees. The objective is to equal carbon cost for domestic and imported goods. Now they say that whatever products we are generating, we are taking care of carbon generation, and hence it costs us more. That is why our products are more expensive. Now we cannot allow any other country to come here and sell products which are carbon intensive and they are cheaper comparatively. So we have to play a level playing field for both the countries. That is why we have come up with CBM. Now let us see what are the sectors covered. This is again important for prelims. Iron and steel, cement, aluminium, hydrogen, electricity and fertilizers. Possibility of expansion to other sectors in future has been already declared. Now what are the implications for India? We have discussed that it will impact our trade. It will also impact our industries because this will create a pressure on carbon intensive industries. It will affect competitiveness since our exports will become costlier. There is a policy imperative, then Indian government will have to take more initiatives for going green, and there is a climate leadership. We have an opportunity to align with global climate goals. Now, why CBM matters to India? Because India is a major exporter of steel, aluminium, fertilizers to EU, and all these three sectors are covered in CBM. There is cost impact, which is we were discussing. Market access risk, non-compliance may lead to higher cost. MSMEs at risk. Now our MSMEs are very small. They cannot buy such expensive technology. They cannot go carbon extensive. They have to be carbon intensive at the moment, which will directly impact them. Then there is a global precedent. Other countries may adopt similar carbon tariffs. The CBM framework, what key features does it have? It is based on embedded emissions, either direct or indirect. Importers must report emissions during transitional phase as well, that is 2023 to 2025. From 2026, purchase will start. They can use exchange traded systems. It also includes provisions to avoid double charging, requires robust monitoring, reporting, verification system, that is MRV systems. Now it has various challenges for India, such as there will be a low domestic carbon pricing, limited MRV infrastructure with India, there is high dependence on coal, technology, financial constraints, and need for coordination and such as Gati Shakti. Now, in such condition, what can India do? India can go for domestic carbon pricing mechanism, and we have been working on it. Strengthen MRV systems. We have to